All right, and action.
Hey,
Welcome. What's up, Rude?
what's a happening? What's a happening?
What's happening? Okay, are we culturally appropriating stuff right now? Or
I can say it, dude. I'm half. I'm good.
oh, well, fair enough.
I watched
like
Cheech and Chong last night, man.
Oh, nice. How'd that go?
Yeah, it went pretty good. Fell asleep to it.
Oh, see, it's perfect. When you just smoke a lot of weed like that, that's going to happen.
No
Get
shit.
yourself a little
Going
tired.
night. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Rude Barn podcast, y'all. I am the Barn, and this is Rude.
Hello, everybody. Hello, in internet land.
Oh yes, we are here talking about different topics that we hope you find interesting. Our takes are our takes. There are opinions. We try to back it up with some issues, but we always want to question everything that goes on out there, and that's kind of the theme for our whole podcast from here on out, from here to eternity, which is a long time, just in case you're wondering. But here we are. So nobody's safe. We're gonna bug the crap out of everyone, and if everyone on the Democrat side and the Republican side deserve to be chastised, ridiculed, mocked, and everything else, that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to make fun of them after that. Something like
yes,
that.
we are. We are very good at that.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I think we're starting to get things down a little bit better, and as we go, we're looking to fine tune everything a little bit more, so we have a better entertainment option for everyone who checks everything out with us. And we hope you stick around, share the video, share the site, share our podcast with everyone. We also have a store with various bits of merch at our Etsy site, etsy.com/shop/the Rude Barn. And I'm going to hold up. This is the Walking Cadaver shirt with our good friend, the old buddy who's still president, by the way, the Walking Cadaver himself, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., Esquire Limited III, Grandpa, whatever we want to call him. Poor guy's on his last legs.
You know? He is. He's been a ghost.
Where has he been?
A cadaver, you might say. I don't know.
Where's the cadaver been?
I think he's dead.
You think so?
And they don't want to say anything.
Think they're just AIing the shit out of him now?
Yeah, it's weird, man. Cammy's not taking interviews. Fucking
all about the Cam.
Old Sleepy Joe is nowhere to be found. I mean, it's kind of like a free for all right now, isn't it?
I think so. Cam and Tim, Kim and Tam, Kim Tam, Tam Kim, Kim Tam, Cam Tim.
You know what I heard? Tim is the same age as Brad Pitt.
Huh?
And he looks like he's 80.
I would have mistaken them for twins. I swear to God. They look exactly alike. Dude? Oh my God!
Can you believe that?
Unreal.
I mean, right? I don't know if Brad Pitt is drinking the blood of babies, but he's certainly
adrenochrome. Isn't that what they're doing?
Adrenochrome. Yeah. That's what they're doing up there.
Trying to stay young.
Yeah, I don't know if it's it's a conspiracy theory, but you know what? Me and the guys have been probably like 8 out of 10 on conspiracy theories that are true, that come true. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and there's a lot of info back in that adrenochrome thing. But
was that one of the ones you're nailing? Did you hit that one? You think, or
we're gonna, because it's gonna come out.
Oh yeah,
I think that one. Yeah, that's foreshadowing for the future.
The blood of babies.
Something I think it's coming out, man.
It's more than the blood. It's the what else are they taking out of the embryos that they're stealing from the abortion clinics? Oh my God! Did I just say that? Holy shit! That can't be true. That can't be true. Could it? There's no way they're stealing baby parts and DNA and plasma and blood and all this stuff from the various babies and selling them and using it to make adrenochrome to keep people young.
We'll just have to wait and see, I guess, right?
I don't know if I believe that shit. Maybe I do. You never know. So anyway,
question everything, friends.
Question everything. That's all we're doing. It's like, I don't know. I'm just wondering. It just certainly doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying.
But I have to put it out there.
Yep, got to throw it out there.
So what do you got on the docket today, my friend?
Yeah, let's get into this shit, shall we? And we're going to talk about Tim Walz. I don't know if you know who he is, Minnesota governor. Kind of controversial. Some people seem to love him to death. Some people are like, oh my God, he's worse than Kamala when it comes to leftist policies. He did sign a bill to allow illegal immigrants, illegal aliens to get driver's licenses. Now, why would you do that? I wonder why you would do that. Maybe so they can vote because, hey, I got a driver's license. I can vote now. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just questioning if that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Are they paying taxes? Is that what we're getting? We're trying to get the tax revenue when they work. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that, Rude?
I don't know, man. I think it was all just kind of for political gain. I think, and whatever, I don't know, whatever kickbacks they can get from it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? To me,
appeal to the bleeding hearts, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, sure.
It's really weird. Yeah,
it's crazy.
So,
well, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not sure. I'm leaning that he may be more of a Marxist than Kamala, but you never know. But all I know is that there's some cringe things going on out there, and one of them is the initial phone call, which wasn't a setup at all. It was totally real.
No. Yeah, because they were both being filmed. They're always being filmed at all times.
There's a camera that just happens to be there, and then a scripted thing. I don't know if they're looking at FaceTime and looking at each other, or they're reading the script. That was.
They had to have been reading
I'm
the script.
FaceTime. I'm totally. There's no script on this. This has got to be.
I don't know, man.
Dude. Shooting from the
I
hip
don't know
on that one. Well, if you haven't seen this one, you're in for a treat because this is probably the most authentic phone call, not set up ever, that you ever heard in your entire life. Here we go. Let's check this out, and then let's get a little feedback right after this. And here we go. Phone's ringing.
Hi, this is Tim.
It's Kamala here. Good morning, Governor.
Hi.
Good morning, Madam Vice President.
Listen, I want you to do this with me. Let's do this.
Do what? Oh, she's talking about Running Mate. Okay, thought it was something else.
Oh my God!
The joy that you're bringing back to the country, the enthusiasm that's out there, it'll be a privilege to take this with you across the country.
Well, let me tell you, I have just the utmost respect for you. I have really enjoyed our work together. You understand our country. You have dedicated yourself to our country in so many different and beautiful ways. And we're going to do this. We're going to win. And we're going to unify our country and remind everyone that we are fighting for the future.
So when she says we're going to unify our country, does that mean keep dissing on MAGA and keep giving shit to everybody who's a Republican who doesn't agree with her?
Yeah, well, that's all the weirdos, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
We're all weird.
Yeah, they're
so weird.
He's so weird. You're so weird. They're such weirdos. I'm just wondering if that's unity. I guess the definitions in the dictionaries are just changing left and right on everything.
Well, you can tell that whole thing scripted. I think, wasn't it him that said it the first time, and now all the D's are saying it? Like, come on, man, come up with something better than that. That's dumb.
I know it's just, and then they keep, how many more seconds? You got 15 more seconds of this scintillating conversation.
So let's get out there and get this done, okay?
Okay.
You work in front of us. Let's win this thing.
God, I can't stand her voice.
All right, buddy. I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. I like his. Did you like his thin black clock in the background there in his little farmhouse home he's living in the outskirts of Minneapolis?
Yeah,
the big black clock in the background. That was.
I wonder how many times they had to cut and edit that or redo that phone call, because that. It wasn't scripted at all.
No,
Sorry about that.
That was totally real. It's from the cops.
Totally real.
Yeah, they just like
Tammy's calling. Turn on the camera.
From my heart, I feel so deeply about this topic and being the VP.
It would have been hilarious if he was taking a nap and he didn't answer.
but I love at the very beginning how she's talking about, hello, Walt. This is Vice President Kamala Harris, the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. I mean, it's like
so stupid.
Yeah, is this Tim? Hello, this is Tim. Well, you don't have caller ID, dipshit. I mean, everybody's got caller. If you've worked together, you know who the fuck she is on the phone, right?
Yeah, you've got each other's cell numbers. You'd have to, yeah.
So if I don't know. I
Have a
think it's real.
stupid
I
blue
think it's
suit.
authentic. I think that they just don't really know each other. They really didn't have each other's phone number already in their phone, and totally authentic. They weren't reading a script. They were FaceTiming. Totally.
Dude.
Absolutely.
And the crazy thing is he's so much farther to the left than than she is, and she's ridiculous, and that would be an absolute shit show.
Oh my god. Well, they both want to take your guns, your weapons. They want to disarm the American population because that hasn't gone horribly off the rails in the past at all. Like a good old Adolf AD AH, if you will, confiscated all the weapons of the Austrians back in the day, and what happened to them? I mean, nothing. They lived a great life after that, right?
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah. Oh, but don't you remember when our good buddy Joseph Robinette told us that, kind of threatened us, said, you know what, you have your guns. Well, you're going to need F-15s. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just threaten the American people with dropping carpet bombing the shit out of the country for anyone who was trying to go up against the government?
Yeah, that was one of the stupidest fucking things he could have said.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if Trump said that, for example? If Trump said, oh, well, people, you're going to need more than AR-15s. You're going to need F-15s.
Dude, they would have tried to find a way to put him in jail. Like,
oh my God,
for real.
That's a traitorous, treasonous statement, as far as I'm concerned.
It is.
If you really look
he'd
at
be
it
in jail right now if he said that.
Right. But it's okay. It's Joseph Robinette telling everybody that, kind of threatening the country, that those of us who do have weapons, we're a threat to democracy as usual, and we're racist. Just by the way.
Oh yeah, racist weirdos.
Racist weirdos. So,
racist weirdos.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think this whole phone call thing went so well for them that they thought that Doug Emhoff, the first gentleman, decided to do one himself and call Tim Walz's wife. Now, we all remember Dougie.
How creepy is that, dude?
Dougie had an affair with the nanny with his first marriage and had a kid, I believe, out of the situation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he did have a kid. If he didn't, hey, correct me if I'll say
I don't know. I doubt it, because it's probably been washed. Any news of that has been washed.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I have seen some videos with the nanny today, who's actually still a nanny, believe it or not, in her 50s, 60s. I don't know.
Wow.
But yeah. Anyway, whatever. But that's the news going out there, and I don't think it's wrong. And I have seen videos of his ex-wife, who actually was a pretty good-looking lady from what I remember seeing. I would take her over this one right here on the screen.
Isn't he a rich Jew? Did I miss
that?
Probably. Yeah, probably. I think he is.
Yeah, probably. So here's Dougie.
That makes me racist, though. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And I apologize. He wasn't the first gentleman. He was the second gentleman with his second wife on here, making him. But he went so well that he had to do this phone call as well. So let's just kind of check his little phone call out and see if this is any better, any more from the heart than the first one was. It's ringing again.
It's Doug Emhoff. How are you?
Hi, Doug.
Right. So when I remember getting this call 4 years ago.
Oh, do you?
And I
are you reading?
You're going through right now, but the good news is I've already been through it.
Is he reading?
So just like Dr.
Teleprompter board or something?
There for me who have been through it, and I've been through it. I'm going to be there for you. We're going to do this together. And
We're gonna do this together.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do together?
So cringe, dude.
What? Together. You said that several times now.
Well, we are so excited
And thrilled. And honored.
and we will do everything, that we can, and so anxious to meet you again.
Oh, I bet you are.
And get going here. So thank you for calling me.
All right, well,
And get going.
let's get to
Hey,
it.
I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. This is crazy.
What? We can do anything for 90 days, right?
Oh, can you?
Jesus.
I'll see you later. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, I bet you can. Yeah, you can hide this affair for 90 days. And oops, my goodness, did that slip out again? Gosh darn it.
That was creepy, man. That made me feel weird.
Two creepoids, and they're perfect for each other. That's why he left his first wife, because he could be creepy with creepy
Let's be
Kamala.
creepy
Oh
together.
my God, let's be creepy
Cammy.
together. Oh, Kamala, you're just. Oh, the creepiness just oozes from every orifice of your body and just gets out there for
God,
everyone
that
to
makes me feel
enjoy.
weird.
Oh my God. I mean, it's just
Yeah, man. I just ate. No,
Oh my
I
God.
don't know.
I'm so
I'll be right
sorry.
back.
Yeah. Please take care of that shit right now, would you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's get back to our good buddy Tim on the phone call with Kamala. And I mean, I don't know. I keep hearing the things back and forth, but I know this one, this is a couple minutes long, so we'll kind of go through this real quick as well. But this one has the event that they just did the other day, I think in Detroit or something like that it was. And this is our good friends. Whoops, wrong way.
Hey,
There
everybody.
we go. There we go. I had to hit the right one. And this is our good friends, Tim. He's the one on the left, standing with his hands behind him in the suit with the tie.
Oh
in
yeah,
case
he
you're
sniffs
wondering.
her hair on this one, didn't he?
I think so.
I
think
saw
so.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they have 40 people that they put behind them there, and then a few people in the front. So it looks like there's several thousand people. Very similar to what they did with the airplane. Did you see the AI of the crowd of the Air Force Two out on the tarmac? And they had
Oh yeah.
thousands of people.
Yeah, I did.
And you look at it, you're like, oh. Yeah, that's AI generated. And then they have an AI tracker generator thing that says, what's the chance that this was artificially created as opposed to human created? Oh, 92% possible that it was AI generated. No, I think it's more like 100. 110% AI generated. If you look at the picture, I'll have to try to find that.
It has 6 fingers. The plane has 6 fingers. It's AI generated.
Absolutely. So anyway, let's listen to a little of this and we'll keep moving on so we can get through all these, because we have a few more to go and we don't want to be here for forever on this, but let's check this out.
In this moment, we are witnessing a full-on attack against hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights.
Oh, really?
Take reproductive freedom. Now think about this.
Okay.
Donald Trump said he wants to punish women.
Did he?
I didn't say he wanted to
I don't recall him ever saying that. Please show me some
Some
proof.
of his
fucking hate that shit.
in America, 1 out of 3 women live in a state with a Trump abortion ban.
Okay. It is not a Trump abortion ban. All that happened was he pushed it back to the states to decide whether they want to have an abortion or not. And it's not even that. It's like you can have an abortion. You can have an abortion anywhere you want. The problem these people forget is they want us to pay for their abortion.
Exactly.
That's what the issue is. It has nothing to do with an actual abortion. Oh, yes, it does. I can't get it. Yes, you can. If you pay a doctor to give you an abortion who performs this anywhere, and but it's illegal for them to perform it in a state where they banned it. It's like, you can get an abortion. You're just pissed because now you have to pay for it instead of me and you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. And it's not Trump's abortion ban. He pushed it back to the states to decide, which is what it should be, not a federal decision.
Right, exactly.
because each state is different. You can't have a one size fits all like they tried to do with the fucking COVID thing. One vaccine fits all of us, except don't worry about people who are allergic to shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about people
about
who might
that.
have an adverse reaction.
Don't worry about the elderly.
Yeah, don't worry about those. Yeah, let's move on with this. Oh, we're so uninformed. We just believe everything you say.
Even before women had a right to vote. Think about that. Well, Tim and I have a message for Trump and others who want to turn back the clock on our fundamental freedoms.
Freedoms? You mean freedoms to kill a fetus in the womb? I always love how they call it reproductive rights, but there's no reproductivity out of the whole damn thing at all. They just want to abort a baby.
Yeah.
Right?
I personally, I'm against abortion. I don't like it. Then again, you know what I mean? It's really tough. It's a really tough subject.
Right.
You know, I think it should be the woman's right. However, or the woman's decision, you know. However, I think it starts before you even start taking your clothes off, man. You know what I mean? I think
Well,
if you're not prepared every time you have sex, male or female, on both sides.
Yep.
If you're not prepared to take care of a child with this person, or with or without this person,
then don't play adult games.
Then don't play adult games. Put your clothes back on and go home. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
that's where it needs to begin.
Yeah.
Now I understand, you know, contraception fails. You
Right.
know, both on the male and
The balloon
on the
bursts.
female side. But that's why you've got the morning after pill just in case. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And you have these things up until, you know what I mean, up until the fetus is formed.
Yeah, like first trimester thing or something.
Yeah, first trimester
Give
thing.
or take,
And
say.
so
Yeah.
you've got, you know, so you've got options up until then. You know what I
Right.
mean? You've got other forms of birth control that will end a potential pregnancy before that even happens. So I mean, there's options, you know what I mean? And the thing is that, you know, I don't want more children in the system because they get lost and they turn into trafficked children, and that I could fucking kill everybody who is involved in that kind of shit, right?
Mhm.
But you know, so I don't want that to happen to a child who is given up for adoption and or just abandoned, you know,
Right.
or just given up to the state. I don't want that for children. It's sad. It really, really, really is sad, and it hits home for me.
Right. It's not fair to
Um,
that child. Yeah.
It's not fair to that child, you know, to take those options away from him and give him a life, hand him a shit life on a platter. You know what I mean? From the beginning. That's so unfair. So
Yeah.
unfair.
Oh yeah.
Now I know children who have been in this system who are adults now, and they're great. They're great
Well, they've come out
adults.
fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they, you know, but that's a small percentage. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And those people had really good people looking out for them. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And that's the only real way that you can get through something like that and then become a productive and good member of society.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, like you said, there's not a one size fits all for this, and giving it back to the states and working with your local agencies like that, I think that's the right thing to do. You know,
Well,
I don't think that and it's shitty because a lot of these offenders are repeat offenders. You know what I mean? Oh, go get pregnant, get
keep
aborted.
getting pregnant. Keep getting pregnant.
Keep aborting. That's fucking bullshit, dude.
Well,
I'm
well,
sorry.
when we
I'm
have
sorry
a
to say the F word in that land, but my goodness.
Well, when we have a welfare system that rewards people for doing that exact behavior, you know, I mean, when you are on welfare and you have a child, you get X amount, $500 a month, whatever it is now, and then you're rewarded another 500, let's just say, for the next child and the next child and the next child. Now all of a sudden you got $2,000-3,000 a month coming into you just for you're a baby factory at that point.
Yeah.
They're paying you to have kids out of wedlock. And that's not fair to those kids. Like you're saying, they can get in a bad
It's so
situation. It
irresponsible.
sucks.
Well, even being on state assistance and state medical, you know what I mean? I mean that
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to pay. I shouldn't have to pay for your health care.
Right.
Why am I paying for it? Why are my tax dollars going to that and not fixing these damn roads?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Well, and that's the issue. It's us paying for it. This is the thing that the stupid ass dipshit Republicans do not fucking do. Is they don't sit there and say, okay, stop with your, but we don't agree with abortion. We think it's immoral. I think you're devaluing life. I think you're putting a newborn. There's no right for that fetus. That fetus should have a separate right and right to life as much as anybody else. You did.
1,000%.
You had the right to life when you were born, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but the whole point is us paying for it. The taxpayer dollars paying for it.
Yeah.
And so you make a mistake and we're expected to pay for it. And then we're chastised for saying, look, it's not an abortion ban. It's not, you can do it. You want to be immoral, however you want to look at it. Be immoral, I don't want to bring a kid in this world. I can't afford, but okay, I get it. But you can't expect everyone else to pay for your decisions that you make. It's like that whole illegal college tuition elimination thing that Biden wants to do. You eliminate your college tuition. I'm sorry, you made the choice to go to college, to get a student loan, to pay this, to get a better job because you went to college. And now you're going to make more money, presumably because you've gone to college and you have that degree. And I don't mean to tangent off for a second, but this is kind of relevant to the whole thing, is you expect me and others and to pay for it, and other people who never even went to college even to pay for your decision to make more money in a position that requires a degree. Okay, so that's the whole issue is us paying for your decisions. So why do we have to pay for your decision to go have sex, play adult games, get pregnant, have no responsibility? And then there's one other thing that I didn't even think about. Somebody brought up the other day. What if the man who had sex with you actually wants that child and he's willing to support that child financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, everything, but he doesn't get to say so because you're the only one that has the choice in the matter of having, because I got to carry the baby 9 months and bring pregnancy and go through the pain and blah, 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 blah.
Ruin the body and da, 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 da. Yeah.
It's complicated. I don't have the answers. Yeah. I'm just asking questions. What if, because I knew a kid who had a kid out of wedlock. The woman didn't want a damn thing to do with him. And he wanted to contact her after the fact and say, you know what? I want to help raise that child. I want to be a part of this kid's life. Because she did have the baby and she won't have a thing to do with him. And that's sad. And how is that humanity at its best, when you have somebody who's saying, I'm willing to be a part of this kid's life. I'm willing to contribute financially to his future and his growth and everything else. But no, because she did.
Yeah, you're taking that right away from him. And, it definitely has to be it is. And it definitely has to be an in-depth conversation. And, there's that other, sometimes there's extenuating circumstances like the R word that rhymes with cape, right?
Right.
And
we get it. We get it, people. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Those instances, sure. But that's the whole thing is giving it to the states can really narrow down those, they can decide situational. What's going to be best. And again, I think it comes down to that whole thing that, like, if you're going into a sexual encounter not prepared to potentially maybe have to take care of a child,
and you probably shouldn't
Put your
enter
clothes
into
back
that
on.
racket.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
fucking responsible adults. Come
Yeah.
on.
Go in the bathroom
You
like we
know?
all used to do with the magazine journal. Oh, I'm sorry,
Exactly.
with your iPad, whatever. Come on,
Rip
let's
one, rip one out and go on
Yeah,
with your day. Come
exactly.
on.
Rub it out, baby. Do it. We all have done it. Not
Rub
me,
it
though.
out.
Never done that. I don't think you
That
have
should be
either, Rudy.
that would be my my campaign slogan if I
Yeah.
was on the trail. Just
Well,
rub it out, man. Rub it
just rub
out.
it out. Yeah, just rub it out. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like these, but they want to push this thing, and it's not just we want to be able to have an abortion. It's like, okay, you were talking about having an abortion after the fetus is a viable fetus, after it's
Mhm.
3, 4, 5 months along, sometimes 7, 8, 9 months along, even up to and after. Have you not heard that? After a
Yeah.
couple hours after birth,
Yeah.
after a
That
healthy birth.
that is disgusting to me.
The
Sorry,
people who
but it is.
it was the prior governor to Youngkin in
That's
Virginia
murder,
who wanted
man.
that. That is murder.
That's murder. That's
It's
murder.
murder even 3, 4, 5, 4 months into the. I mean,
I agree.
and we can argue when does life start, conception or after the heartbeat or blah blah blah. You know, okay,
Well, if they
that's
could,
what the
yeah, if they
states
could
are
pin,
for.
if
too.
maybe the heartbeat determines brain activity and the soul is delivered into the child, maybe that's the point. But you can't pinpoint that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you can
And
pinpoint
it
the
can be
heart,
subjective
and that.
too, and that's the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
So why do I mean? Okay, I agree with you. I think abortion should be your last option with whatever, and yes, of course, all the other circumstances. But shouldn't you know if you haven't had your period in a month or two or so that, oh, wait a minute, I might be, and then get checked and go to a doctor, go to Planned Parenthood, which is such an ironic name for a company in an industry, right? They're not
Yeah.
planning any parenthood. They're planning non-parenthood is what they're doing mostly. So, and it's just like, if you
Planning
don't
for the
know that you're,
state to take
yeah,
care of their problems. That's what it
yeah,
is on
yeah,
both sides. You know.
exactly. No, well, yeah, for everybody. And it's like, if you don't know you're not preggers after freaking, 3 months, you should know. I don't think you should allow that to go past that. And that's just my opinion. You can agree, disagree. I don't care. Let us know in the comments. But,
Yeah.
I mean, life used to have value, used to be precious. I think it stands to see that I don't want to say most, a lot of people on the left, the Democrat side, have opinions just like these two potentially evil, from what I'm gathering, sons of bitches who are talking about being able and reproductive freedom. It is not reproductive freedom. What does reproductive mean? Yeah, that's right. Reproducing, having a baby. And you're trying to stop that by allowing people to have an abortion up until birth and after, sometimes in a lot of cases. This is what these guys seem to stand for with what I'm seeing. And it's not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. I don't care for that opinion about it, but I think we've kind of mentioned, I'm not for not ever having an abortion. I believe it should be the last choice, the last option for you. I think you should be counseled into, hey, give it up for adoption or whatever, or different things like that. Or
Give it to
if
a
you
family member, or
family
yeah, I mean,
member, yeah, if you can take care of it with like the morning after pill, like you're talking about, if it's in a certain amount of time. But I don't know if you ever heard, and then we were going way too far on the abortion issue that these two are talking about than I really wanted to. But
yeah, but
I mean,
still, it's an issue.
it is an issue, and this should be a big
You know?
issue for people. And I don't care whether you vote Democrat, vote Republican, or whatever. My God, you have to be able to value life more than this and just be flippant and take out the rights of the fetus, the baby
Yeah.
growing inside you. Who's going to look out for their right? And just remember, what if you were aborted? You wouldn't even be here.
I agree.
Right?
I mean,
so
yeah.
Somebody thought your life was valuable enough, but apparently you just, throw it in the trash.
Right?
And
And
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, and that's what sadly it seems like humanity's coming down to, dude, and it's
Mhm.
it's so ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's a perfect analogy. Just crumple it up, throw it in the trash.
yeah.
We'll try again next
Never
week.
happened.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I you know,
Well,
and not being responsible for your actions and
right.
not owning up to them is really like the amount of that that's going on right now
Yeah,
is sickening.
yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
And if you believe in pro-choice, now remember, pro-choice also means my choice to keep the baby, right? Too, but
Yeah.
no, pro-choice is always no. Got to abort it. Got to abort it. I mean, I'm for the most part pro-life, but I also understand the pro-choice side of it to a degree. But I want to just say, I really think that our society in devaluing life and devaluing, what's going on. I'm not trying to be a prude. I'm not trying to be this, that, and the other. I mean, I think we're pretty
Well, no, I mean, it's
level-headed people.
that's part of being a good human. How
Yeah,
you're feeling right now, Barn. It's one of those things. It's like, that's having a heart.
yeah.
That's having feelings, and that's
Well,
that's
yeah,
being
and it's
wanting better for humanity. My God.
and I want people to understand. Listen to the hypocrisy of these people like the Kamala and Tim Waltz and Biden and Pelosi and Schumer and all these people talking. If we can only save one life, get the jab. If we can only save one life, really,
Yeah, yeah,
because you don't
kill
give a shit about the life
all,
that's growing inside
yeah,
somebody.
kill all the
So
unborn
what the
fetuses.
hell is
We don't
wrong
need
with you? Yeah, no, idiots.
Well, and then and then the hypocrisy even goes so further. What was that thing that Cammy said? I think it was last week. Something about something about population control. What the hell
Yeah.
did she say?
Oh,
I
she's talking
God,
about
I can't.
Bill Gates's thing, population 2030,
Yeah, I
well,
was gonna. I
Agenda
was gonna.
2030, Agenda 21, whatever the fuck he was talking about.
I can't remember what it was, but she actually said it in a press conference, and I was like, seriously?
Oh yeah,
Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna how are
and
you gonna pull this off? How are you gonna pull this
well,
population control thing off?
and who are you to play God, right? Who are you to
Well,
play God and say, you know what, there's way too many people on this planet. I
well,
think
the
what
thing
we'll
is,
do is
we'll create
this.
another pandemic, maybe, huh?
Mhm.
Hmm?
Oh yeah.
Hmm?
Well, they don't need to do that. This is where the whole LGBTQ thing comes in. I hate to tell you, but when you have a lot more people who are gay and trans and whatnot, they're not necessarily reproducing. They have to rely on those who actually do reproduce to have a surrogate child
Right.
for them or whatever. So they're not actually producing babies. Then you have other people who are not. Now, Elon Musk was talking about this. Remember the one China or the one child policy in China? They
Hmm.
can only have one child, but they couldn't have a girl. They can only have a boy because girls do what? That's
Yeah,
right.
girls reproduce.
They
Yeah.
reproduce. I mean, you got to have a guy to do that. We get it. We're not stupid. We're not. We get it, people. Those of you who want to argue with that bullshit. Okay,
Oh
but
God,
you see what they're
don't
saying.
even go down that alley.
I know. But you can
That
see what.
alley is so sticky.
Yeah, you can see what's happening. And Elon Musk, like him, hate him, whatever, made a good point with shit coming down the pike now. And the fewer people reproducing, even in a Mormon state like Utah, where they used to have 8, 10 kids or whatever, you're seeing fewer and fewer. You're seeing people having one, maybe two kids now who are of the
Mhm.
Mormon faith. Sure, you've got some with 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that here and there, but a lot. But it used to be a lot more, and
It
that's
used
what
to
they
be
would house.
crazy. It used to be
Yeah. The
crazy.
Catholics, and then the Mexicans are a lot very Catholic, very religious, would have
Mhm.
tons of kids. The Polynesians, I got a Samoan buddy, a good buddy of mine, who's number 11 of 16 kids.
Good God.
Yeah, I know, and it's crazy, and it's like I don't know how you keep track, brother. And he goes, well. But
Yeah.
but we're seeing fewer and fewer, and so our population is going down. So he's saying in like 10 to 20 years, you're going to have all these older Chinese folks and other people around the world who've been stopping their reproduction. The world population is going to drop. So you have 1.5 billion Chinese walking around. Soon that's going to start tumbling way
Mhm.
down. And so same thing in America. I mean, what was a nuclear family used to be 2.3 kids or something like that.
Well, you can take
I don't
this
know that
this
poor
far.
0.3
far.
child. He sucks, but
You got number one. I think they want to reduce the population because they fucked up the economy, and now we're trying to. Our resources are spread so thin that that it's that causes an inflation.
Yeah.
Ruins the economy for everybody. I get it, but the problem is if we weren't farming that stuff out to other countries, well, I think we'd be just fine. You know what I mean?
we would have the jobs here, and
We
but
would. Yeah.
but nobody wants to pay the wages, which is why we had that segment about the $20 minimum wage and how that's screwing over the people they were trying to help the most. Because you can't get a wage. Now, you can't get a good wage, but if you pay somebody more than market allows, then it's like, well, guess what? I can't hire you, or I'm gonna have to take you back full time because now I can't afford the benefits I'm supposed to pay. I'm mandated to pay you by the government. So therefore, you don't have a job, let alone something with lesser benefits or something with lesser money, but at least you're working. But now you're sucking off the government teat, and we're all paying for you to
We're
sit
all
on your
paying for it.
ass. Yeah.
Exactly.
And now we've created a class of people that would rather sit on their asses than work. Or they'd rather think that they're going to be like this. Like we're not fucking making money doing this. We're doing this for fun. And if we happen to, wonderful.
Great. Yeah.
But there's people that think that they're going to be the next Mr. Beast, the next Mr. YouTube star, influencer who's going to make $150,000 a month doing this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not a reality anymore. At least a high percentage reality. It's very, very, very low percentage. And it makes me angry because you've got, like you said, you've got people that rather sit on their ass and suckle off the teat of us, basically, because
the government
it's our
we are the government.
It's our tax dollars.
Yep.
And then it's like it always pissed me off, the guys on the side of the road with the signs, anything helps,
who aren't willing to work, by the way.
I get that, but you see that same guy out there every spring, summer, and fall for 5, 6, 7 years, the same person. You think that person's not making any money?
Of course.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. It's like, that's the laziest shit ever, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go get on a road crew.
Stop giving them money.
Go get on a construction crew. You know what I mean? And I used to feel bad. There was one in my neighborhood, and it was a gal.
Yeah.
And she had a little girl with her. And the girl probably
sympathy.
Babe, I saw that little girl grow up on the side of the road.
God. Oh my God.
Bullshit. No bullshit.
Holy shit.
And she used to stand on this corner. It was a right turn corner by a Maverick, right? And you'd see it every now and again. You know what I mean? She'd take the little girl in, they'd come back out with some food, stuff like that, you know what I mean? And because I used to like take my walks, my cardio walks around that neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
So I'd see them. But for like 4 years, like I saw this little girl grow from like a 2-year-old to like a 6-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and
unreal.
It's stuff like that. Like you can do better. You can do better for this child.
And what she's going to do.
You can do better for yourself. Like have some self-respect.
She's going to grow up and she's going to see, hey, I can work at McDonald's or Maverick or Chevron or whatever.
Yeah, this Maverick that we've been going into every day for 4 years.
Yeah, and make X amount of dollars, or I can sit on the side of the road like mom did, and people are just going to give me money for just standing there.
You're
and so now
like
you've created this
$20, $30 an hour. You know what I mean? Because you figure, 30 cars drive by, give you $1, and a half an hour or an hour, that's $30 an hour.
Yeah, that's 60 grand. That's better than 40 grand or 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and then you have the flip side of it. Okay, so there was a gal. I'm not going to mention any names because I really like her. She was a really nice gal, but she was young, just out of college, got a job working here, and you could tell she grew up. Her parents are a little older, and I'm not trying to diss on them. I'm just kind of explaining the situation. Her parents are a little older, and I think she was an only child. I think. and it makes sense. But she was driving a nice car, nice SUV, fairly new, a lot newer than my car, and worked in here, and I think was overwhelmed with the amount of work she was supposed to do, which I didn't really see, because everybody else who's doing her job or a similar job to what she was doing are still here, still working. And she resigned from her position after being here a couple months, month or two as an intern, and then she got hired on because they really liked her, and then she decided that it was too much, and so she resigned. Now that's the privilege side of the whole thing. That's mom and dad having given her everything growing up and not giving her the value of work and the value of integrity, of working hard for your money, and realizing what you're really doing is not that bad. You could be working at McDonald's. You could be working digging ditches on the side of the road as a construction crew, or holding the stop and slow sign and all that stuff on the and to sit here and resign a position that was, it was hard work. Sorry, but welcome to the fucking world.
Yeah, welcome to the party.
Yeah,
we've been doing hard work for a long time, and
Yeah.
you know the thing that makes me sad, for her, the growth potential in the industry that me and Barn work in every day, which is we do graphic design, but we work for ad agencies,
Yeah.
and the growth potential in that industry, it's fantastic, man. You just got to put in some time. You got to put in some time.
And that's a sad thing. And I feel bad for her in that regard. It's like, I am sorry that you didn't grow up with a work ethic. I'm sorry that so much was given to you that, she just got out of college and was able to buy a house. How many kids just coming out of college are able? Now, obviously,
especially in this economy,
there's some help going on behind the scenes, not from what she was making here, but from her folks, probably, I'm guessing.
Sure.
Family
members, maybe a trust, or maybe something grandma left her. Sure.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. Except when you feel that you're working this is too hard, it's too much, I got to do, I don't, whatever her reasons were for her. And this is just me guessing. This is just me assuming, because I can't think of any other reason why you get hired on 4 years old, whatever she is, and you get hired into a nice ad agency, great place to work, in a good position, working in media and accountant repping and things like that, whatever it was she was doing, to just sit there and say, oh, this is too hard, and resign.
That's sad.
Now, whose situation is worse? The little girl with the mom on the corner begging for money, saying, well, I can make more money begging, or somebody who's so privileged who doesn't really realize the work ethic and say, you know what, this is too hard, I don't want to do it. Now, I'm not trying to dishonor, I like her, I'm not saying, but this is what I'm like, this is too hard, I can't do it. Well, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Would you rather stand on that corner with your young child?
Well, no, because she's privileged and everything's going to be given to her. It's like, you know what? You and I have busted our asses. We've worked overnighters. We've worked freaking 15, 16, 18, 20-hour days sometimes getting shit done that needs to get done. And it's what it is. I'm grateful for the work. I'm grateful I have all this stuff.
And that's kind of the thing too, is sometimes the jobs that we really, let out the most blood, sweat, and tears are jobs that we are passionate, or projects that we're passionate about.
Yeah.
And we really love, but we're not getting paid shit for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Relatively
more often.
Least.
Well, right. Yeah. More often than not, that's what happens to me, at least. Like, man, remember something I really want to sink my teeth into, you know what I mean? And we get the initial drop, but at the same time, like, the potential for, a future with this, this company that I'm providing this and this and this and this and this for, that I could be their all-time designer.
Sure
And I can,
happy.
I can look for maybe a year's contract or maybe even a 2-year contract. You know what I mean? And then they're like, okay, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just did like 3 overnighters trying to get this out for you, like when you needed it and all your changes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Are we gonna say this design job's too hard? I'm
It's gonna take
sleepy.
too much time.
I'm too sleepy. Yeah, I mean, come
I
on, man.
I don't
I
have
don't
a
know.
whole lot of sympathy.
I don't know
I'm
if it's the
sorry.
Mexican in me, but yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if it's Mexican in me, but I don't have sympathy for that. Just
Yeah.
echoing what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And they're
just
both
can't.
equally bad as far as I'm concerned. The beggar and the privileged they're both equally
Agreed.
bad. And I think they're
Agreed.
both going to equally end up in a bad spot. Unfortunately, the privileged one probably will have some sort of family member sympathy that will help her along. Well, what do you want to do then? Well, we'll help
Yeah.
get you started in your own little thing that you want to do, whatever it is. And she'll just be fine, I'm sure. So again, those
But you
types of
don't learn.
people just kind of piss me off as well.
You don't learn. You don't learn
Jesus.
real life lessons that way. You
No.
don't. You know what I
No.
mean? And we grew up the old school way. You know what I mean? I mean, my folks didn't have a ton of money to buy me a house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My folks,
Oh, yeah.
worked every damn day. You know what I mean? For what they could provide for us, and
Yeah.
that was it. You know what I mean? A roof, some clothes,
Yeah.
and then after that, when we got old enough to work, the stuff that we wanted, we bought ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We worked hard for it. And we learned the life lessons,
Yeah.
and we got the bumps and bruises that have, made us, I
Who
guess,
we are today, really. I
who
mean,
we are. Yeah. And,
yeah.
and work, gave us the work ethic and, try to make a success out of nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Out of nothing, we
Well,
learned the skills.
forget the house. My parents even gave me a car that I had to pay them back for. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? And as I look back now, I'm totally grateful for that, because you know what? It taught me a huge lesson
Mhm.
that for most of us in the world, shit ain't free. And you
Shit
got to
ain't
work
free.
for it. Shit
Yep.
ain't free. That'll be my next shirt. Shit ain't free.
Shit ain't free. Yeah.
But that's all these dipshit Democrats want to do. They're trying to buy votes and tell everybody, hey, shit's free. Your college education is free. Let's go back to these dipshits and see what they're saying. Because right now, I just have no respect for these two at all.
Yeah.
And it goes back to everything we're talking about. Let's hear a little bit more, and then we'll move on, because we're almost in this an hour now.
Yeah, right. We went down some roads, but they were good.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, keep clapping. Oh my God, you guys are so wonderful. Here, I'm zooming ahead. Still clapping. Still hasn't said shit. We're not going away.
We're not going away.
Only 2 minutes in there. Tim balls to the walls.
He has shown to stand against these attacks long before he stood on the stage with me. After Roe was over,
He just looks like Brad Pitt, doesn't he?
the first governor
Spitting
in the
image.
country to sign a new law that enshrined reproductive freedom as a fundamental right.
See, and the delusion of that crowd is
Oh my God.
astounding.
Absolutely
astounding.
Everything is the upside down world with them.
It really is.
Freedom. It's not reproductive, and it's not freedom. It's not the Inflation Reduction Act. It's the Inflation Increasing Act. Planned Parenthood. None of this shit is exactly what it is. It's the exact opposite. It's the upside down world that we live in with this shit. Upside down, man.
I heard a really good quote that that it's almost been proven to a T that everything that they say is the opposite.
Yeah.
And they do that on purpose, because it's like that mind washing or whatever, you know what I mean?
The cult, the brainwashing,
the brainwash, and the mind mix, and they really do it. Whatever they say, they're doing the opposite behind the scene, and that's what, and that's the delusion that those people in that crowd right there, they don't realize and they don't see. And
it goes to the they accuse Trump and the Republicans and everybody else, whether it's Trump or anybody, it doesn't matter, of doing exactly what they are doing themselves, subverting democracy. Well, you're the ones that are fucking doing that. All this shit. Here's this douchebag talking about giving the driver's license things away to illegals. Where in the world else can you go and get a driver's license to basically be a citizen of a country? Where else in the world can you go and go into another country and expect them to pay for everything you have? Education, food, housing, school, medical health care, et cetera. No, just a compassionate America where we're all paying for this shit. So here's this. And this just goes to show you more of this guy's out of his fucking mind policies that he has. And by the way, policies, something that's not even on Kamala's, Cam's website. She doesn't even have anything about her policies.
Cammy doesn't have no policies.
Oh, God. Here, listen to this douche.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz,
not this guy, but
today
Tim
that
Walz,
will allow residents to get a driver's license in the state, no matter their immigration status. Now, supporters say this will improve public safety.
Let them vote too.
Allow people without legal status to continue contributing to Minnesota's economy.
Oh, really?
Having access to the ability,
but they're not going to pay taxes.
So many times the key to staying.
How is that going to contribute to the
making sure you have a home to live in, making sure that there's a paycheck there.
A paycheck, really? Most of these guys get paid under the table.
And then that money that they'd be paying in taxes, they're just sending back to their families.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In their home country.
Ton of times, yeah. Let's see what else he says real quick.
Some opponents argue this could be an opportunity for people without legal status to vote and enroll in state programs. 18 other states have already put this measure into law.
In that special. I mean, it's unbelievable, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. It makes sense. Is hold on, well, shit, sorry. Let's just start.
Going rogue.
There. All right, you had some guy coming out of nowhere talking to me about shit. Yeah, and then here's the other one last thing we'll check, and then we'll move on because I'm sick and tired of talking to these people about these people as well. But there is a couple of good ones that we'll show in here. We'll kind of whip through these a little bit faster. But this one talks about the sanctuary state, and we know how wonderful sanctuary states are until they get overwhelmed with more than 100 people. Denver's got 30, 40, 50, 60,000 illegal immigrants, and they can't handle it. It's taxing. Their system is taxing the hospitals. You can't even go to the hospital if you have a legit issue that you have to be taken care of because there's so many illegals in the hospital trying to get their sores and wounds and different things from traveling across the fucking world to get here, right? And you can't get in there from us. And they're getting free healthcare. And the doctors are going, well, how am I getting paid to treat? I mean, I know there's, the humanity of me being a doctor, but I'm also not a doctor because I care so much about humanity. I'm going to give of my whole world to take care of people. I do need to be compensated so I can live my life and pay off my student loans.
Yeah, no one works pro bono.
Jesus.
And no one works on comp. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Nobody works for free. Nothing is free in this world except air, maybe. So here's another real quick thing with this guy. Sanctuary state in Minnesota. This thing's only 50 seconds long. Let's check this out. Sanctuary state. Yeah, let's keep all the people who are murdering people like Laken Riley. Not Lincoln Joe, Laken Riley. Several bills, state funded healthcare. State funded, that means you and me, people.
Yeah.
The Gopher state. Oh, look at the 20 people at the wall. What about the 100,000 that are behind them?
Yeah. What about the 200,000 that just walked straight across?
Yeah, that they already got through.
Yeah.
And a former national guard.
This wall, I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory.
Oh, that's fun. That's good. That's hilarious. Man, he puts out some zingers, doesn't he? Wow.
God, he's an idiot.
Amazing. I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder company. Oh, you're a genius. Oh, my God. It's just this shit. I'm going to try to move through here because we got a couple more. Oh, yeah. Tim Walz claims. I'm just going to read this rather than putting it back up. Oh, I can put it back up. screen. Tim Walz talks about the claim that he carried weapons in war was deemed absolutely nothing. Why should anyone who's in this country, you and me, a citizen, be able to carry the same weapons that I carried in war? Well, there's a lot of debate whether he was actually in war or not.
He wasn't in war.
Yeah, and
That's
apparently
you've been watching the news. Yeah.
But man, there are a lot of people coming out and say, "Oh no, he was." I saw one guy, supposedly a former military man who maybe served with him. I can't remember what he was.
There was that sergeant major that came out and he said that he was, yeah.
But this guy was supporting Tim Walz and saying, calling everybody a dumb motherfucker who even thought that he didn't, and you're an asshole, and you're fuck you MAGA people, and like, wow, dude, you need to take a chill pill and calm down for a minute. I mean, it's just, oh my God.
Well, it's really rare that you have a veteran be on the D side. It's really rare. Yeah. But when they're out there, they're extremists, man.
They're more radical than the people protesting.
They are. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So here is Jimmy Dore. He is no Republican. He is no conservative, but he's got a brain in his head and will look at things rationally and logically. He's not necessarily a big Trump supporter, but he will support Trump when negative information, false information has been put out about him, and will defend Trump, as people should if you look at things logically. If Tammy says something that I agree with, I'm like, you know what? I agree with what she just said there. I don't agree with a lot of the other shit, but I agree with that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to vote for her or whatever. Okay. This is the problem: is you have too many people who are like, doesn't matter what she says, I'm going to still vote for her, or I'm not ever going to vote for her.
Well, that's that sheep mentality. It's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? You got to dig into it yourself. You got to find out, you know what I mean? You got to look at it from both sides. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And a lot of times sometimes it's harder than others. But at the same time, you have to do that to inform yourself to make educated decisions. You know what I mean? Instead of just putting your face in the ass of the person walking in front of you. That's dumb.
And that's what we're trying to do. I mean, yes, we both lean conservative more to the right, but we also look at both sides of the issue. And I'll admit if I'm wrong. I'll admit it. It's like, what? I didn't think about that argument or whatever. And I'll have a rational conversation with you and a rational disagreement with you. If you can be civil with me, I'll be civil with you. And it's okay. And I am going to disagree with things that you have if you disagree with me, but that's okay. And I'll sit there and I'll talk to you rationally, logically, and but anyway, this is from the show, and he's talking about how much we all love to send our children off to war, to go fight and be killed for whatever reason is going to make Raytheon more money and Lockheed Martin, all that, right? Let's just send it in the Rothschilds who are funding both sides of the wars and all these people who want to. Anyway, this is part of what Tim Walz to the balls to the walls is saying. Apparently, he's another pro-war tool getting us into more conflicts, and that's what Kamala, camel toe, and he wants to do.
So today we're going to be talking about this. He's the new vice presidential pick from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
And do you know that the guy is 1 year older than me?
Oh my God! And he looks just like Brad Pitt.
Am I wrong about that? Do I look? Do I not look? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just that's. Okay, I gotta get over it.
Let's move ahead, Jimmy. Move ahead.
Yeah. For such a nice house, his internet is garbage.
Freedom against tyranny. Minnesota stands with our Ukrainian community and the people of Ukraine. What the F is the governor doing with this? What is there any other foreign leaders you're meeting with? Why is the governor doing that?
These are all good questions. Question everything.
I'll tell you what, well, by the way, I guess the governor doesn't know anything about what's happening. Again, I have to remind people. The reason why there was an invasion is because it was provoked by NATO and Ukraine. Ukraine and the CIA overthrew their democratically elected president in 2014 installed a puppet.
Okay, it's getting choppy, so I don't want to play any more of that because it's
super
annoying
choppy.
me.
Yeah,
and,
that one's hard
you
to
don't
listen
want to
to.
annoy me. You really don't want to annoy me. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to see me.
Might go on a barn rant.
Go off. Anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna start kicking over hay bales.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God! I'll slam some trash cans over. But basically, what he's saying is that if you remember the whole Ukraine war kind of starting, do y'all remember? Y'all remember when Boris Johnson, aka Bojo, the former prime minister of the United Kingdom, went to Zelensky? Volodymyr Zelensky. Isn't it Voldemort? The same thing? Isn't that same guy? Anyway, but Volodymyr Zelensky went to him and said, look, V, you're not gonna make a peace deal with Russia, with Putin, the evil Putin. You need to fight. We'll back you. And he talked him out of a peace deal with Putin, just so the UK, the US, and all of our allies and the military-industrial complex could start this war with Ukraine and Russia, and be it a proxy war. We supplied all this shit. Well, have you heard the latest that Joe, in his infinite wisdom, Joe and Cammie decided that they were not going to send F-16s. I think they went up from the F-15 to the F-16 now. They weren't going to send it over to Ukraine to use to fight Putin, because that would be an act of war and be considered the beginnings of World War III. They weren't going to do it. Well, it turns out they just did that and sent a shit ton of F-16s. I don't know what a shit ton is, 20, 50, 100, I don't know. But they just sent F-16s over. We are getting to the point where we're on the precipice of a war. I don't recall Trump ever having a new war being started under his watch. Matter of fact, he didn't. He actually made peace deals in the Middle East. And right now we have Iran backed by Russia and Israel, and they're being pushed to fight each other. And Israel wants to, we can go on the whole thing about October 7th and all that shit too, and how suspect that whole thing has been with Netanyahu, who I thought was a good guy a while ago, who I'm not so sure now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get Iran and Israel into this big battle again with each other. And guess who's backing Iran? Oh, that's right. I just told you, Russia. And guess who's backing Israel? Oh, US. So who's really going to be at war after this whole thing's all said and done?
Yeah, it's us and Russia. It's fucking
exactly.
Stupid.
You know,
when 4 years ago,
yeah.
4 years ago, I mean, you know, for lack of better words, Trump and Putin were fucking playing badminton together. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No,
and
it was
great.
It
you
was
know?
awesome. Yep.
I think Trump needs to make a phone call. You know what I mean? This is dumb.
He needs,
you know,
to
they're putting us into another depression. Yep. And they're gonna start World War III.
Yeah.
These people are so stupid. Like, and you think that that's gonna better our country? How?
Right.
You think that's gonna strengthen our country? How?
No, they don't want to strengthen. They want to reduce our country's strength, make us weak.
Yeah, there's a you know, if they do that, they're gonna have to do a draft. I'll tell you that much, because the enlistment numbers
way down.
Oh my God, they're in the tank, man. They are in the tank.
Well, I'll tell you.
So yeah, all you what is
Gen
it?
Zers ready to go off and fight?
Gen Zers. They're getting a little bit too old for that. What's the new one?
It's a younger, I don't know, Gen Alpha now or some shit like that.
Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, from 18 to about 22, y'all.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Welcome. Get ready to enlist.
Because these idiots that you support, you're going to be forced to go into war for them. And it's not going to be pretty. And I guarantee you're going to have a different mindset, a different opinion when you come back. If you come back.
If you come back, exactly. But that's what they want. They want the chaos. They want they want the war. They want the instability. They want
instability.
They want the economic downturn so that they can have a great reset. Introduce digital currency, which we talked about before, which will be able to track every transaction that you do and allow you to, and some nebulous person that's off in the middle of la la land somewhere deciding for you what is right and what's wrong and what you're doing good or bad or different, allowing you to be able to travel, not go to a bar, a restaurant or whatever. Mm-hmm. Your car insurance is to be more or whatever. I mean, we talked about that before in another episode, and that's exactly what they want. It's called control. And so they need a catalyst, and that catalyst is a big ass war and economic downturn, so that we're all desperate, we're all fighting each other, and now we're going to have to figure out, okay, well, is my neighbor going to come over here because he's out of his provisions, and he probably thinks that I've got a bunch of stuff that he wants, and now we're going to fight and shoot each other or whatever if we happen to have our weapons. And you better have something to protect your house and your family and your wives and your daughters and your sons and your kids and everybody else and all that shit.
You have to. And then, but they want to come and take that away. You know what I mean? They also want to come and take that away.
I'm up in the night. I mean, that's fantastic. That would never happen. Rude. Come on. That would never happen.
That's wild, man.
Conspiracy theorists. Right here. This guy right here. Just saying. Whatever.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope you can call me that conspiracy theorist later, and I hope you're right. I really fucking do. I really do.
Right.
I'll take it. All right. So let's get into this one little last parody of Kamala, because we got to end this on a little higher note before we move on to the next topic. So this is our good friend Kamala Harris. This is an ad parody. I haven't watched this, so it'll be new to me as it is to Rude and all of you out there, unless you've happened to seen it before. And if you happen to have seen it before, I hope you get a chuckle out of it again, and I hope it is funny, and I hope it's not stupid, but we'll find out. Here we go.
And this is my rebranding. I get it. Until now, Americans have seen me as that childless Karen that always has too many drinks at the cocktail party, and you don't have to tell my husband.
I have seen this is hilarious.
Look, I get it. I'm unlikable. I'm inauthentic. I say crazy. It is time for us to do what we have been doing.
And that time is every day.
When we talk about the children of the community,
Children.
they are the children of the community.
Brilliant.
You need to get to go. You need to be able to get where you need to go to do the work and get home. And yes, okay, I was the border czar. And so even though I might have been a bad vice president, what I do have is ambition. You would not believe what I would do for this country.
Oh, we do.
Who am I kidding?
My career. You see that?
Just Chuck Schumer.
We are here today.
That Schumer clip is hilarious, dude.
Look at it.
Yeah.
I'm burdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean the Biden-Harris administration. Vote Trump 2024. Let's make America great again.
I'm Professor.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw that on 2 Mics.
Sucking these nuts.
The other day it was suck on these nuts.
Sucking these nuts. Professor sucking these nuts.
So funny.
Oh my God. That is hilarious. That was a good way to end that segment, I think.
Yeah, that really was. Suck on these nuts.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to actually, end this right now, and then we'll start up with the next segment here in a second. All right. Thanks for watching this episode of the Rude Barn Podcast. And make sure you make likes or comments and subscribe and share the video with some friends on our site, channel, everything like that. And also make sure you get some of the cool merch we have going on in our store, etsy.com/shop/the Rude Barn. And we've got
Barn's working hard to get some stuff up there.
Yeah, we're trying to get a bunch of shit up there, and I've got some of those famous Kamala quotes that you guys are gonna love. And I also put a little dealie at the end there talking about her and her title and that particular quote, and it's, I hope, funny that you guys like it. But anyway, go there, check things out, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a good one.
Question everything, gang.
Question everything.